So firstly, welcome everyone to Found's webinar, where we're going to be talking about filling up the funnel, strategies for creating demand, and thinking beyond just conversion. We are super excited today as we've got a great running order. So if we jump to the next slide, I think hopefully we're going to see what everyone's talking about. So we've got John from Google, who's going to be covering off decoding decisions and understanding and harnessing the path to purchase. Now, this is super exciting because for those of you that are on here, you're going to be the only people that get to see this deck. We're not even allowed to share it afterwards. So you're going to get loads and loads of secret tips from John. And then we'll move on, and Lauren and Dora are going to give you a deep dive into Google Display and YouTube advertising and some practical tips that you can actually go ahead and implement. So I'll hand over to Lauren and Dora now.
Great. Hey, everyone. So I am Lauren, and I work with Found on key clients across different account strategies. So while John works with Found as a whole, I'd be more focused on the Google Ads account side of things. So today I'm going to take you through a little bit of our Discovery and Chewy for Action products. And then Dora will follow up with some more information around Found and what they've seen from using these products. Great. Great. So as John mentioned, brands need to be finding those consumers who have had that purchase trigger and can be disrupted along their decision-making journey. People turn to Google to communicate, to find answers across search, but also to stay entertained. So increasingly, they are swiping and scrolling through feeds as part of that full journey, whether it's browsing through videos on YouTube or checking their timely offers on the Gmail promotions tab, or swiping through Discover feeds to catch up on their favorite content. So today I'm going to walk you through two of our Google formats that allow for the perfect disruption in the consumer's journey that will give your brand entry to the consumer's evaluation phase. So in a recent Google Ipsos study, we saw that 76% of consumers enjoy making unexpected discoveries when shopping. 85% of consumers will take a product-related action within 24 hours of discovering a product, such as reading reviews, comparing prices, or purchasing the product, sometimes doing all of these at once. But in order to get them to take action, you have to anticipate what they want or need and be present where they are open and receptive to something new. So our research suggests that there are a number of experiences that lend themselves well to brand discovery. Nearly 60% of consumers have found their favorite brands while catching up on their interests, like watching videos and checking news, browsing the search results, reading emails, or checking what influencers are saying. For the first time, we are bundling access to those core experiences for discovery on Google, making it easier for brands to find customers where they are open to discovering new things in their favorite feeds. So Discovery ads provide an open canvas for you to inspire and engage with your consumers. You can showcase your brand or products in a swipeable image carousel and include additional information to drive action. With Discovery ads, you can reach up to 2.9 billion people, which is across our YouTube, Discover, and Gmail products. To connect with these consumers and ramp up with Discovery campaigns quickly, you can actually repurpose existing creative from other marketing campaigns, like your social feeds. If the assets perform well on these other feeds, they're most likely to work well with customers who are browsing YouTube, Gmail, and Discover. So next, providing key audience targets and setting your bids and budgets. So after starting Discovery campaigns, advertisers actually tend to see more conversions at a comparable CPA across all Google campaigns. So now I'd like to take you through 3 steps to delivering a successful Discovery campaign. First, we need to identify those key audiences that are aligned with your target consumer. Advertisers who report success with Discovery campaigns often start with custom intent. Like John mentioned earlier, these formats are all about slicing through that messy middle and identifying the people that have had that purchase trigger. With custom intent audiences on Google, you can engage prospective consumers who were recently searching for products that are relevant to your brand. Discovery ads are optimized based on audience signals and customer intent. Google Audience Solutions can be layered onto your discovery ads to show highly relevant ads to your prospective consumers. So marketing to the right audience is important, but the message you share is equally critical. We know this is an area that has become more challenging for brands, but is critical for consumers. In a recent study, we found that 88% of consumers favor brands that provide helpful information along every stage of their journey, which is from research to purchase. But only 47% of brands customize and serve information across that full journey. Discovery ads provide an open canvas for you to actually inspire and engage those consumers. You can showcase your brand or your products in a swipeable image carousel and include additional information to drive action. By simply providing all of those kind of high quality creative assets, plus Google's machine learning, it'll ultimately help you do the rest. We'll deliver the best ad, which is rendered natively across each Google property, to help you get discovered. So to connect with these consumers and ramp up with discovery campaigns quickly, repurposing that existing creative from other marketing campaigns like your social feeds. If the assets performed well, like I said earlier, they're most likely going to perform really well with Google Discovery. So that shift to constant connectivity has transformed how we connect with people. Since people signal the moments that matter to them, grabbing the device most convenient or functional for that moment. They move seamlessly between devices, sequentially, simultaneously, and interchangeably. According to our research, 90% of multiple device owners switch between screens to complete tasks, using an average of 3 different combinations every day. So to understand the full value of your marketing efforts on discovery, it's important more now than ever to have a complete understanding of the user journey across the devices and platforms. So with view-through and cross-device conversions, discovery ads enable you to quickly view the impact of your investment across your business goals. If a consumer clicks on your ad or any device or platform, we can report conversions in one of 2 ways. We recommend reviewing both the conversion and the view-through conversion reporting to assess the total value of discovery ads that are driving for your business and optimizing ad effectiveness. Which brings us to our next format for influencing the customer journey and striking through that messy middle, which is TrueView for Action on YouTube. So in today's world of unlimited consumer choice and unprecedented access, loyalty is pretty fickle, like John was showing. More modern day studies have shown that the rate of customer turnover is actually much higher, and there isn't much generally a reliable 20% customer base that will drive your business. In fact, the ratio of cause and effect in today's business may be closer to 60-20. So 20% of your customers drive just 60% of your business, leaving that messy 80% to drive at least 40%. This means that almost half of your business is driven by light buyers who are scattered. It will take some serious marketing attention to keep them coming back. That means that you must always be looking to engage people that are interested in your category and encourage them to choose your brand or product over others. I probably don't need to clarify this. I'm sure everyone on this call knows it. But this process of turning interested people or prospects into paying customers is also known as prospecting. So really interesting fact that I was doing while researching this is that prospecting actually started back in the gold mining era. It was originally used to describe the effort of people who find gold by scanning creek beds and rock formations. When flecks of gold were spotted, prospectors would spend time sifting through dirt to find the valuable nuggets and flecks that were left behind when the dirt was washed away. That's what we're talking about and challenged with in marketing today. Sifting through large lists of potential customers to try and uncover those flecks of gold, those people that have demonstrated true interest and intent in our business, and who have the greatest shot at influencing to choose our brand. So when it comes to the how of prospecting, we think about the evolution from traditional to digital, more scalable ways to turn prospects into revenue-generating customers. We've ultimately come a long way from sifting through rock to find flecks of gold. The conventional approach to prospecting is built on human interaction with people who have shown an interest. Of course, at scale, we don't have enough humans to shake hands with every expression of intent. And post-COVID, we don't want to be shaking hands with everyone that's shown custom intent. So we've looked to technology to help us create these one-on-one engagements at scale, to find the right person who has shown just enough interest to consider a warm lead, to turn that glimmer of intent into a paying customer wherever that prospect may be. The key to making all of this work is identifying, engaging, and converting that intent into action at scale and efficiently. Which brings us to YouTube. It's a platform full of those kind of flecks of gold of prospects. In fact, after searching for a product on Google, more than half of the people go to YouTube to learn more, which is a great opportunity for your brand to interfere with that purchase decision with the right ad at the right time. And more people are buying what they find on YouTube. More than 40% of people buy what they view on YouTube. But we also want scale, right? 1.9 billion people visit YouTube every month. That's more than all the people in China, more than all the people in India. And that's more than 2 times all the people in the US, UK, France, Germany, and Japan combined. YouTube is where your potential customer, which is your gold, comes to watch, to discover, to consider, and ultimately to buy. So to connect intelligently at every stage, there are 4 core things that we can do on TrueView for Action, which is first, showing up at every stage of the customer buying cycle. Second, finding your best customers. You also want to bid towards your business goal and ultimately measure that growth along every stage. So TrueView for Action gives your brand the opportunity to reconnect with people who have searched for your product previously, allowing you to be considered in the evaluation phase that John was talking about. When it comes to understanding a consumer's intent, there isn't much better than what they search for. And the majority, roughly 86% of people, turn to Google for ideas of what to buy. So now with TrueView for Action, we can capture that same audience on YouTube. So someone who just searched for, say, ski equipment could be influenced by an ad for X ski brand when they search YouTube. In this way, you can effectively extend the reach of your search campaigns onto YouTube. So once we're able to market to that actively searching group, we're then able to re-engage with consumers who have watched your videos, engaged with your content, or even visited your website, which is all improving that likelihood that this consumer will move down the funnel towards purchasing by using TrueView for Action products. So just in order to get the most out of TrueView for Action, I want to leave you all with a few creative guidelines when you're either creating your video or having Google create a video for you. So first, we have using sight and sound, because YouTube ads are 95% viewable and 95% audible. Second, we should share products and features and benefits to drive lift across that funnel. Third, we want to build for small screens. So many people are using mobile to watch video nowadays that we need to make sure that that video is actually created for mobile so that we have large text, we have close framing, and bright footage. Fourth, we need to hook that attention from the start by front-loading your brand's message, which also includes introducing your brand within the first 5 seconds. Finally, and most importantly, we need to have a clear call to action within the video. So now this brings us to Dora, who can walk you through some of the great results that Found has seen recently by using our discovery and video ads through Google.
Thank you very much, Lauren. Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me well. I'm Dora. I'm the Director of Data Science and Analytics here at Found. And I'm just here to follow through after the great insight from Google with just some of the results that we have driven for our clients. Obviously, our team is tireless, is hungry. They are always onto the latest release from Google. And not only that, but they are happy to propose those to the clients as a test and learn and happy to drive results for you. So in terms of the 3 case studies that I've got here to present, we're going to go through one of them being on YouTube, TrueView for Action, and 2 of them being discovery ads. I suppose everyone in this virtual room knows who Fender are. Obviously, they're a seller of guitars, probably the most well-known in the world. And our objective as a marketing agency was to run YouTube videos for them in a sequential fashion. So what we did is we ran a short ad to hook people on, then follow it up with a slightly longer ad, and then in the end we had people watching 40-minute ads for Fender. The objectives was to target a new audience who were quite aware of the brand. So we understood that slowly but surely we can bring those people to interact with Fender and make sure that we reach them and we keep them engaged. The numbers speak for themselves. We targeted 8.9 million people with our impressions on YouTube. 63% of those impressions resulted in an engagement, and we ended up with 48,000 earned video views from the ads that we were running. Second brand I wanted to talk to you about is My First Years. They literally exploded into the marketplace, that beautiful moment when Prince George met Barack Obama wearing one of their now famous dressing gowns. My First Years sell personalized baby clothes, and obviously being a new challenger brand in the space, they're very eager to grow and very eager to attract new customers. So for them, we ran discovery ads on a series of audiences, which were existing audiences, making sure that we stay engaged with their customers. And then we went on and created similar audiences to reach those new customers, but with a very similar makeup to the ones that they already knew the brand. Again, the numbers here speak for themselves. We had 53% higher conversion rate for prospecting versus just simple remarketing. We had 49% more traffic through prospecting versus simple remarketing. And we had 30% higher click-through rate for discovery ads compared to just now old Google Display Network. And then the third case study I wanted to talk to you about is Vashi. Vashi sell diamonds, which not only are they a girl's best friend, but they're a great brand to work and advertise for. But with every luxury brand come different challenges, of course. We can't just go and plaster the brand everywhere on the internet. We have to be very careful. We have to be super targeted, and we have to make sure that our placements go across high value spaces. So obviously brand security is very important to them. What we discovered with discovery ads was that the CPA was 88% lower than just running generic ads. So creating awareness pays off rather than waiting for people to search. 207% was the percentage of click-through rates compared to GDN. And we've achieved a 47% higher AOV versus generic search. So telling people that the diamond is their best friend pays off rather than waiting for them to realize that for themselves. Now, one thing that I wanted to talk about in addition to the case studies is the fact that often as an agency, we get a question from our client, we want to run YouTube, how do we do it? Obviously, there's a study that you might be aware of that says by 2022, 84% of what we are going to consume is going to be video. So obviously, TrueView for Action is a great format to start advertising, but then how do you make sure that first of all, you create a video that your customers are going to engage with, and a video that's going to guarantee you results? Now, that's a great question for an integrated agency. We have all of the tools, all of the skills in the agency to make sure that your video is not only going to be absolutely beautiful, but it will actually drive your results. And because we're on a webinar with Google, I can take you through every single step of our video creation process or our video campaign process and reference back to a Google product. So if you've ever engaged with us for an SEO project, you know that one of the things that we do is map all of the search landscape and create a category and a catalog of all of the search keywords that people in your industry are very much interested in. We do this by using a lot of the Google Trends, a lot of the Google keyword research that the tools can give us. Then obviously, we didn't have John's research paper available, so we had to create our own way of coming up with how do we make a video engaging. So our data scientist, James, devised a process of that said, okay, from all of the keywords that people are interested in and show high intent and a lot of search volume, we are going to go to YouTube, find the top 50 videos for every keyword of interest, and we are going to mine what people are saying in the comments about the contents of that video. So we're going to understand what exactly on an emotional basis made that video go viral. Now, because we now know about the 6 pillars that we should be looking at, we can now mine specifically for those pillars and tell you how your audience reacts based on what the top videos were saying according to those 6 pillars. So homework for James. Then the results from that analysis can then be briefed into a creative who's going to create the video storyboard, making sure that those insights get translated into your brand messaging, making sure that your video is as impactful as possible. Then obviously the activation is a no-brainer. You're going to go on TrueView for Action because that is probably the easiest way to capture the best audience to get to transmit your message in the best way possible. And it's absolutely reaching almost 2 billion people. So no brainer. And then obviously, once people have seen your video and they're interested, they're clicking that call to action that you definitely remember to put in your video, they are going to land on your website. Now that's where another tool from Google called Google Optimize will help us make sure that those 6 pillars are translated to your landing page. Make sure that the emotion that we try to elicit in our customers is being written on the landing page. The images match the video and the creative keeps consistent. So this is the found power of integration. This is how we definitely make a video impactful. We're using the right format and making sure that your landing pages speak the same language. And I believe this is the end of our presentation. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I'll learn to unmute myself. Thanks very much, Dora and Lauren. That was great. Does anyone have any particular questions you wanted to throw in the chat? No? We'll give them a minute. Cool. And then I think, like, from my perspective, like, I'd love to know, Dora, like, how you think, and actually Lauren as well, obviously, how you think, like, the examples you were talking about, if it benefits other channels at all, and how that kind of interlinks. Like, those were some kind of, well, I'm biased, but impressive numbers in terms of the results. Did you see any impact on things like what was going on direct and organic too?
Yeah, I'm sure that Dora can speak to some of those aspects, especially organic. But I know that at least using any sort of discovery or YouTube, making sure that you're kind of showing up for all aspects of the funnel, making sure that you're hitting those consideration aspects are actually going to really improve kind of your search results as well. So all of those have typically interact, and all of those, you know, play a big part in it and play a big part in organic and direct as well. So just from our end, knowing that we can do a lot of remarketing when it comes to search and getting people from search onto YouTube and YouTube onto search. I think that it's just been a really great kind of product for us to use to kind of continue to hit people at all different stages. But again, I'm sure that Dora can speak to a bit more of the organic and direct, numbers that you've been seeing from Found.
Well, thank you very much for the question, Hannah. I always say that our job as a marketing agency is to make sure that we grow the direct channel of every customer, because obviously by the means of that, we aim to make that brand so well known that no one needs to search for it. Now, I know someone can dream, of course, and we know it takes about 12 channels or 12 interactions through search to convert a customer. So the fact that one of those 12 can be YouTube or a discovery ad, it only adds to the diversity and speaks to the power of Google to reach people at every stage of their journey.
Nice, thanks, Dora. Cool. Well, if there are no more questions, we will wrap up then. So I wanted to say thank you very much to everyone for coming. Obviously, we'll share all of the content that we can do after this. And if you have any questions that come up, or you think of anything you want to discuss, you can reach out directly to Dora or to Lauren and John through us as well. And then you can see just in the very light grey there that if you want to sign up to the webinar, we've got more webinars coming up. So on Thursday, the 30th of July, I am talking about SEO ranking factors and kind of what that means in like today's world. And then we have a site speed specialist from Yoast coming to talk to us all about how to speed up your website and meet Google's new metrics of core web vitals, which are also super important for paid, because obviously a high performing site is going to do a lot better for you, both quality score and conversion rates. So that's everything. Thank you very much again, John, Dora, and Lauren, and thank you everyone for attending.
Brilliant. Thanks for inviting us to speak.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.